Osorno will be fourth up in the Baillieu Stakes, now the Schweppervessence on Saturday at Rosehill, and he should be perfectly primed for the 1400 metres this time. He was perhaps a fraction underdone going into the Beaumont handicap last time over 7 furlongs, given the big jump in distance and also the wide run that he endured. But nevertheless, I think that he has come on again since then, and I think he's ready to give Hugh Bowman a better effort this time. He certainly went into that race off a bit of a negative from what was a lacklustre barrier trial, but since that effort he's really gone ahead, and he looks like the sort of horse that I feel can be right up to winning a race like this, and he's got a lot of style about him, so that therefore there could be a little further improvement that he might be open to following this race. Tally will be running third up from a spell in this Neville Sellwood Stakes on Saturday. He's obviously much better in at the weights under set weights and penalties than he was in the handicap last start. And I thought he warmed to the task nicely on a big jump from 7 furlongs to 10 furlongs second up last time. So just on the improvement that his program will allow him to present with, I think that he's not without a chance of running well in the Neville Sellwood. And like we said last time, you know, the horse needs to find a little form again, and this might be an interesting chance for him to do so. Astoria is running fourth up in the Group 2 Tulloch Stakes on Saturday, and he's coming into this off a real lung burner, having settled close to the speed in the Alistair Clark last start. You know, he wasn't really suited being so close to a horse like Cliff's Edge, who really draws the sprint out of his opposition, and I think that his fitness will come on from that, but he's certainly going to be running a big race on Saturday at set weights against some of his opposition who haven't quite reached the sort of heights that he has in finishing not only third in a VRC Derby, but being a Spring Stakes winner and a pretty consistent performer right throughout this preparation. I think he's really primed for one of his best runs this time in, and it should be the perfect race for him to be giving himself every opportunity of getting back to the winner's circle. So we're giving Elise the opportunity to run a 1.25 miles this weekend against the 3-year-old fillies in the Vinery Stud Stakes. There's not too many more opportunities she's going to get to run at set weights against 3-year-old fillies in such a prestigious race. And I feel like, having been blocked for a run in a Coolmore where she was just lovely and relaxed out the back, she looks like she should be able to keep that right up and conserve her energy in a 2,000 metre event. What do you think of the gallop, Travi? However, there's no doubt she's got a lot of power, and she's a filly with a blistering turn of foot, so the tyranny of distance in that race was probably the greatest thing against her, because if she can hold it together and be ready to unleash her big furlong, then I think that it would be certainly interesting for her, and how hard it might be for her opposition to hold her out late. It would be exciting, of course, to see a Flight Stakes winner come back and run well in a Vinery, and history says they often do. She'd be a very interesting runner if she lined up in a, if we can get her right in a race like that on the weekend. Duca Valentinois will be running third up in the Doncaster prelude over 1,500 metres on Saturday, and we feel like he's tightened up nicely since his wide run throughout in the Newcastle Newmarket a few weeks ago. The imported horse has been galloping strongly and against some pretty good stablemates in the lead up to this race, and I feel like Saturday third up will be a really good opportunity for him to show some of his best for the preparation, like he did for us last time in winning a listed race at Hawkesbury, the Ladies' Day Vars. In the same race we have Interlocutor. He will be second up in this 1,500 metre event, and I think he'll be very hard to beat. The horse might just be the best of our chances there, despite our other two going quite well, mainly because he was so impressive second up 1,600 metres last preparation, and we've afforded him a very similar grounding as we did last time for a race like this. Look, he's up in the weights now and up in the ratings. He's having to, of course, tackle a much stronger opposition than he was last preparation. But he had a nice little trial between runs. He really motored to the line nicely, and he looks like he's just gone ahead like a little bit ahead of this target. And if he does run very well here, then he sets up nicely for another nice target at Randwick later on in the main part of our autumn carnival. We have Spectroscope as our third runner in this race, who is really trying to find his mojo since not having won this exact race 12 months ago. He's been gelded since then. He returned with a solid first up run at Newcastle, where we were putting pressure on the horse to show us more than he had in recent runs. And I thought he acquitted himself well. He did a little bit better than just obtain a pass mark. And if he can improve a bit off that, going up to 1500 metres with the lightweight, then he gives himself every opportunity of finding another length and being competitive and hopefully in the top three in this race.